I'm going to show you how to hand pollinate your cucurbits so that they will produce fruit more reliably. You see here a cucumber and a squash blossom. These are female. I can tell because there's a small fruit that has formed behind each blossom. This little fruit is going to start to form just as soon as the flowers start to form. So whether the flower has been pollinated or not, you're still going to see this little fruit. These are the male flowers. They have no little fruit behind it. To hand pollinate, what you're going to do is take your paintbrush and rub it around on the stamen of the male flower. You'll get pollen on your paintbrush. Try to get a good amount. You're not likely to break this flower, and you want to make sure you get enough pollen. Then you want to rub it around all over the pistil, the part that sticks out in the middle of the female flower. This will help encourage pollination to help that fruit to grow. The fruit here, the cucumber on the left, the one that's yellow on the end, it likely wasn't pollinated. I can tell because it's turned yellow on the end and it didn't grow. And if you would have seen this cucumber the next day, it had pretty much just shriveled up and was going away. The other cucumber, the blossom has shriveled up, but the cucumber hasn't. And the end is not yellow, so that's a good sign. It's also starting to grow. This cucumber was pollinated, and hopefully I'll get to eat it in a few days. These squash blossoms were pollinated. I can tell again, the fruit grew. But I see here that the blossoms stayed stuck on the plant. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. However, I noticed that I get those little green caterpillars sometimes on my plants, and they love those old blossoms. They're really moist. They're probably really easy for them to eat, and they can hide inside. So I like to pull these spent blossoms off so that there's not as much chance of one of those caterpillars getting into my food. They like to burrow from the blossom end up into the squash, especially when that blossom is still attached because that area is moist.